Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It's Friday night and we're going to create some art. I hope you guys are settled in, got your drink, and are ready to go because I'm ready to go. Good stuff. So, what are we working on tonight? Well, I wanted to do something that had like a little bit of color to it, maybe like a little bit of light to it. So I got this idea that I would try to draw a woman holding like a ball of light, maybe like a little glowing fairy, like a Tinkerbell type fairy or something like that. Anyway, it's a half-baked idea. It's Friday. Like I like to experiment on Fridays. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I am gonna draw this on black paper. As you can see, I kind of have an idea of where I want her positioned in the paper. Hey, Ben, how's it going, man? Or Ashley, I can never tell which one. Um, so I kind of have the idea that I'm going to have her place kind of like down here, and then I don't know, like maybe like a little bit of glowing background or something like that. We'll see how it goes. I don't really have a strong plan for this. I mean, it may turn out good, it may not. Well, I guess we'll see. Um, but I'm going to do this in colored pencils, and I think I'll just get started on maybe like adding some color to the background so that I kind of know where. Hey kid, how's it going? Uh, I'm just going to add some color to the background just so I kind of know where her head starts and where the actual background starts. Not a lot of color, as you can see. This is kind of like a muted green. I want to get rid of my reference lines and go off of the color on the page instead. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's early. Oh, it's Ben. Okay, cool. Hey, Ben. So how's everybody's week been? You see what I did there? Fridays are the best. On Fridays, you still have like hopes for the weekend. You think you can get like a lot accomplished if you're into like doing the chores on the weekend, or like you know, like if you plan to go out and do something, the plans are still fresh. They're exciting. Fridays are the best day of the week. Mondays are the worst. Kind of looks like she's just got like this like green hair coming off. Maybe I'll do something with that. Anyway, I didn't really have like a strong plan for this. I just wanted to do something in color. I've been kind of doing a lot of black and whites, and I started doing some color pictures recently, and it was a lot of fun. So I just kind of wanted to continue with that. Just gonna have this kind of green aura coming around her. I don't know what I'm doing today. We'll see how it goes. This may turn out crappy. All right, so I think that's good enough just to kind of orientate myself. And then I've got this white pencil. I'm gonna kind of like reinforce some it. Like I didn't have a lot of time to do like a serious sketch, so I'm just gonna kind of slowly build up this glow to her face. I think it'll be kind of cool. Hey, Mama Q's in here too. You guys must be really bored if everybody's hanging out. That's cool though. So I'm gonna use this white pencil to kind of like build up the form of her face, and then of course, she's going to be kind of like glowing because she's holding something in her hands down here. I don't know exactly what yet. It may just be like a ball of fire. It may be like a glowing fairy, which I think would be kind of cool. Like if she was like holding Tinkerbell, I think that would be kind of neat. But I haven't planned that far ahead. Happy Friday. So when dealing with like colored pencils on black paper, I try to keep it really soft because I can't really do that much blending on this paper. I've tried in the past and it just doesn't blend very well. So I try to keep the marks really soft so that it doesn't look like super sketchy. And this is just kind of like a base to her face. Remind me. Yeah, that was cool that I got raided the other night. I felt kind of stupid because I didn't know what a raid was. Like I didn't know that was a thing. I guess people do that on YouTube, but that's kind of cool. You know, got to meet some new people. Some of them draw pictures and I subscribe to their channel, you know, just to show support. Ben would like this term. She's starting to look diabolical. I'm gonna make this girl diabolical. Like she, I don't know, like she's casting a spell or something, but I don't really think that's the direction I'm gonna go with this. I don't think that she's like a wizard or anything like that. I think she's just holding, I don't know, she could be holding a candle for all I know. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'll worry about that later. So as you can see, there's kind of a chin forming here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I really have no idea where this is gonna go. I should put more thought into this. Yeah, I think I got rated because I was doing that Cosmo picture. Um, Everybody loves Cosmo. So, like, if you guys have no plans for this weekend and you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet, do yourself a favor. If you've seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy and you enjoyed any of them, definitely go see this one because it's just as good as any of the others. In fact, I think it's better than the second one. It's hard to beat the first one because you're just getting introduced to the characters and stuff. But this third one, it's a good send off for them. This is supposedly their last movie altogether. Like they might show up in other Marvel movies, like individually or whatever. But supposedly this is their last movie as a group, or at least as the original group. You know how it goes. They might swap out people or whatever. And that looks like an eyeball. That's kind of cool. She looks very like I gotta do something about this glow around her because right now it just looks like she's on fire with green flame or something. It's not really what I had in mind. Kind of tighten that up a little bit. It's supposed to be kind of like an aura around her. I don't know. This is what happens when you don't plan ahead. But we'll keep trucking along. I think this is going to be kind of cool in the end if like I can get all the colors right. This is going to be a challenge because like one, it's on black paper, so you're drawing in inverse. Like instead of doing the shadows, you're doing the highlights. And then two, you got to get the colors right, which, you know, if you've been watching my channel for even the slightest amount of time, I kind of struggle with colors. I got something in my mind, and then I look in my box of pencils or paints or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I don't have that color. I gotta try to make it out of nothing. It's a bit of a challenge for me, but I think I'm getting better at it. I was very proud of myself last week, or maybe earlier this week. I don't know which. Um, I ended up mixing like three different colors together to make flesh tone, which I thought that was kind of cool. You know, it's basically, let's see, it's basically orange. So you've got a yellow in there. I think I started with yellow ochre, a little bit of red, and then it's orange, but then you got to kind of neutralize it and kind of gray it out a little bit to get actual flesh color. So that's new for me. Maybe I'll do a stream about that sometime where I'm just mixing colors for fun. You know, as people do. People mix colors for fun. That's what people do. Yeah, she's looking kind of evil right now. She's not meant to look evil. Like I'm gonna soften her up eventually, and she's not gonna be like an evil sorceress or something like that. I like doing fantasy art. It's kind of fun. You know, I'm into the whole Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings kind of stuff. So, and Game of Thrones. So, you know, if I just made her into like some crazy wizard lady. I don't think that would be terrible. Let's see. I think that highlight comes down her cheek here. So her entire face is kind of illuminated, but I don't want to get too far with it yet. Just kind of want to build up some highlights and kind of figure out where her face is. And then eventually I got to do the hands. I might have bit off more than I can chew here. Seems to be a habit for me, but that's okay. It's fun, you know. I'm not trying to win any awards here or anything like that. Just having fun drawing on a Friday night. So I feel like I ask you guys every week, like, what's your plans for the weekend? But I am kind of curious. See, when you guys tell me what your plans are, that kind of helps me figure out what my plans are. Come up with something cool based off of what you guys say. There's an art fair in town. I might go to that. Oh, and it's finally gotten warm, so I like to go kayaking. I haven't been this year. I don't know why. I've just been busy. I think I might actually go kayaking this weekend. Not like a big long trek or something, just maybe like an hour or two. Like a lot of people go kayaking on all kinds of different waters. I go kayaking on these basically swampy creeks that are around here. They got all kinds of like turtles in them and crazy creatures. Like there was this gigantic snapping turtle that we saw one time just sunning on a log. I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll share that at some point. But it was one of those dinosaur looking snapping turtles. I mean, the thing was like uh, about that big. I mean, super huge thing. I thought it was dead because it wasn't moving. I was gonna poke it with the stick, and I'm glad I didn't because like we continued along the way, and when we came back, it was gone. So I get the sense that if I'd had woken it up, woke it, it would yeah, it would. I mean, they're called snapping turtles for a reason. I don't know. Gambling and fin research. Sounds like an awesome weekend. I gotta get to. So they don't have any casinos here, but they have casinos that are about an hour away. I need to. I've been meaning to go up to that and try my luck. I have mixed luck. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. I never spend a lot. I always set myself a budget, and it's usually like I don't know. I'm just a casual gambler, so you know, definitely under $100 a day. Like when I go to Vegas, so like I've gone to Vegas on for like work conferences and stuff like that, and I don't want to be like broke day one, right? So like I set myself a budget, and I just leave the rest of my money in the room. I mean, she's starting to take form there. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I get excited about my own artwork sometimes. Yeah, your casino's on your phone. Yeah, I like going to the casino though. It's fun. I like all the you know the shiny things and you know like all the noises and stuff, all the people. Like I'm a people watcher. It's I enjoy watching people doing things and stuff. So like casinos are great for me because I'll sit there and be like half playing at a table or something like that, but then I'm also like watching other people. Oh, that's cool. Art craft festival. Yeah, so we've got yeah, kettle corn. That's the best, right? Yeah. So like we've got a couple of different like for some reason this week of May is always pretty active around here. Like we've got a May Fest going on, which is kind of like an art show. I guarantee you they'll have kettle corn there, and it's good. I like that. My game of the casino is craps. So like I'll go and I don't like being at the table itself because I never know what to do and I'm afraid I'm gonna do something that'll piss somebody off. So I like the digital version of craps. You know, the one where you sit around like the table and there's like a fake dice in the middle and stuff like that. So I'll just sit there for a while and place pass line bets if I'm bored, and just watch people as they're walking around and stuff like that. Drink free drinks, things like well, yeah. I'm trying to think if the one in Cincinnati has free drinks, but I think it does. I know the ones in Vegas, that's all I would do is just sit there for the free drinks. All right, so this can all be white. So I'm gonna, yeah, casinos are fun. I'm gonna introduce some yellow and see how that goes. Because like if it was all white, that'd be kind of boring. This may not be yellow enough, but like layers, right? So I'm gonna get started with this yellow. And like I said, I'm just kind of going really softly over these contours and stuff to kind of build up form. I don't think I don't think I'm into too much detail here. I can still change some things around if I want to. But when you're doing like a soft glow on a person, I'm acting like I do it all the time. I don't, but my whenever I do like a soft glow on a person, um, it's really important to have these like soft lines. You don't want like a lot of sketch marks or whatever. This lady's kind of glowing by whatever's in her hand, which I have to remember to draw her hands here in a minute. Um, but yeah, you don't want like a lot of sketchy pencil marks and stuff like that. So it's just, soft touch. Yeah, casinos are fun, but man, I am scared of those tables because I feel like there's professionals there, especially like a blackjack table. I want to play blackjack, but I'm afraid I'm gonna like not do what I'm supposed to, and somebody's gonna be pissed at me. So I avoid the blackjack tables. And things are happening so fast on like craps tables. I kind of like prefer the digital. Now I have played on like a real table for like craps, and I enjoy roulette, even though I know it's not everybody's favorite. Like some people think it's lame, but I enjoy roulette just because I feel like I'm I don't know, James Bond or something. Hey, everybody's going to the casino this weekend. I wish you all the best of luck, or everybody's gambling in some form. Yeah, around here all the gambling was last weekend. We had the Kentucky Derby. I might have mentioned, but they just introduced sports betting recently here. This state is so backwards. I'm not a big gambler, but I like to do it just for fun sometimes, recreationally. I don't want to press my luck. Gonna save up with that luck for next time I go treasure hunting. I mean, this is kind of looking cool. I mean, she looks like she's glowing. Honestly, I don't know what to expect here. I've not done something this complicated on black paper before. I've done like little simple things where there's just like, I don't know, like a dog or something, a dog's face, but I haven't even drawn, dri, dri, driven. I don't know what I was going for there, but I've not even drawn like a full dog on black paper before. So this could turn out cool, I hope, or it can turn out like crap. I feel like if you're going to be using black paper, this is what you should do, though. You should play with lights and shadows and stuff. Because like it's a totally different thing on white paper. Press your luck. No whammies. I don't play a lot of slot machines. I feel like I don't know. I play them just for fun if other people are playing, like, and we're like hanging out as a group and I want to sit by them or something and pretend like I'm doing something. But left to my own devices, I would probably pick something with better odds. Like that's why I like craps because your odds are pretty good on a craps table if you just make certain like certain bets or whatever. Not certain as in sure bets or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. There's strategies in craps. There's no strategy in slots. It's all just luck. Not that I really know the best strategies or anything, but well, I do know some strategies. So like when you're going to a conference in Las Vegas and you're there for a week and you have to stretch your buck, I do know good strategies for making your money last longer. I don't know strategies for winning, but I know strategies for losing slowly. Like the first time I went out there, my boss, he really liked to gamble a lot, so I knew we would be at the tables like every evening and stuff. So me being a newbie, I didn't know anything about it. So like any nerd, I went and bought a book and did some research. There's some good resources online, like Wizard of Odds. I remember that being a resource that I went to, and yeah, I learned some good strategies for losing slowly, and it worked. I didn't leave with the first the first the first conference I went to. I lost a lot of money because I didn't really know what I was doing. But the second conference I went to, I only lost like half of what I brought, which is it's good. It's all about losing slowly. All right, I feel like I've got a face there. So I'm gonna move on to these hands just so I can make sure that I've got something going on here. This is tough because like the hands, first off, I can't draw hands anyway, but dark hands where they're like holding something and like there's like a light source in it or something. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I think let me switch back to my white pencil. Yeah, that's how you lose slowly. I mean, if you're just making like if you're at a craps table and you're just playing pass line bets, it takes a little while for you to lose that money if you're lucky. Um, so if you're just making that simple bet and you're just drinking the free drinks or whatever, you can have a pretty good time in Las Vegas. Of course, you don't actually do that. Like you start doing that, but then you start getting bored with doing that, so you start making some of the riskier bets just for fun. And then you might win a little bit, and that encourages you to make riskier bets. And I don't know. I haven't been to Vegas in a while. I kind of miss it. I want to go back. Vegas is just like so there's like casinos everywhere, but Vegas is an experience, you know. Just the people there. It's so funny. So like I don't know, whenever I travel, I can't really sleep. So I spend a lot of time like in the like wee hours of the morning just walking around. I'm switching to red because her hands are going to be glowing, so I'm going to try to draw like her hand kind of in red. I don't know how this is going to show up on black paper though, so I may switch back. Um, what the heck was I saying? Yeah, machines at the bar. Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind next time I go. Um, oh, yeah, so like I stay up like really late and I like I like going out on the strip at like 4 or 5 in the morning because you see people coming back, they're wasted. It's like they're really the degenerate Americans at 4 or 5 in the morning in Vegas. Like honestly, if I lived in Vegas, like I know some of the people who do live in Vegas, like it's a wasted opportunity. I would be out there every morning just talking to those people out on the street, just like, hey, how'd it go? Just strike up a conversation. Because like I'm sure they've got stories to tell. I like weird people. There's a lot of weird people in Vegas. I like people with good stories, you know. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your background is, any of that stuff. If you've got a good story to tell, I'm listening. Don't bore me though, because I'll stop listening, but if you got a good story to tell, I'll be listening. Oh, nice. Think you're gonna do good there, Mama Q. I can feel it. Force is strong in this one. What are you playing? Roulette? Yeah. Yeah, I like roulette. The only downside to roulette is that it happens so quickly. I do like I do like craps because like your money can sit on the table for a little while before you lose it, so you get this false sense that like you might still win. All right, so somewhere around here, I think the hands switch direction. You know, I'm just gonna lightly draw in her hands so that I kind of know where I'm what I'm looking at. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I draw it in really lightly. I didn't take time to sketch this beforehand, so I suck at hands. Hands are so hard. Like I get the sense that hands are just like strangely designed, like we're not supposed to have them. Like we're supposed to have like flippers or something. Maybe I'll just drown these hands out in like light so that you can't really see them very well. It's even harder to draw hands. Sorry, I'm just complaining here, but it's even harder to draw hands when you're drawing in reverse, you know, like I can barely draw hands in regular pencil, like in black and white. Well, you know, doing the shadows on hands. Here I'm trying to draw hands realistically, just drawing the highlights. It's tough. Let's see. Well, you do what you gotta do, right? All right, so I'm gonna go with some trick I learned. So like if you draw balls for the joints, let's see, one, two, yeah, so this, whatever. No, that actually works. Okay. Well, there's a tip for you guys, like if you're trying to draw hands in the dark, which is what I feel like I'm doing here. Draw the joints here, here. Yeah, she's gonna have four fingers. She's not immune. I remind myself here. Should have had her like praying or something. That would have, I feel like that would have been easier to draw. Oh God, this is so tough. All right, so that lines up that. Okay, cool. You guys know the drill. I'd like to use reference points that I've already drawn to figure out where other things should be. All right, so somehow I got to make this all glow, right? So like, I don't know how to do that. This was like the worst picture to make. I don't know why I decided to do this. This is something I should have experimented on before going live, just to see if I could do it, and then come back and redid it while live. Misplaced confidence. That's what I'm employing misplaced confidence. I'm gonna do this anyway, even though I am totally not comfortable with how this is going to work. All right. I'm going to switch to some like a lighter orange just so I can see what I'm doing here. Because like her hands do glow. So if I draw her hands kind of like in this orangish color, or at least get started on some of those highlights. Can kind of figure things out from there. And then the insides of her palms I know are going to be super white. I'll just go ahead and come in and do that. Like applying a lot more pressure than I have been. See how bright that is? Versus up here where I've been like going really light. Yeah, she's super scary. She's not meant to be. She's meant to be like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't put a lot of thought in this picture. Sorry, Q. I don't mean for her to be scary. I should have done this on Halloween, not some random day on in May. Thumbnail. There we go. This is what they call bad planning. It'll be fine, guys. It'll be fine. Have you guys ever seen me do a bad picture? No, because I delete it. And then somehow I reach across the internet and wipe all your guys' memories so that you guys don't remember them. No, I'm just kidding. I don't delete pictures. I would like to, but you know, I'm leaving them up there. At least for the year. Because like this is all like one big experiment, just to see like if I make any progress in my skill set over the year. So against my better judgment, I'm leaving all pictures up until the end of the year. And then I'm I'm going to delete all of them. I'll pull a candy and just delete my entire channel. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that, but no, I do have some pictures that are targeted for deletion. That's for sure. Ones that I am not too happy with. I do prune my Instagram and TikTok a little bit more. So like if there's something I really don't like, I'll end up deleting it off of TikTok or Instagram. Hey, thanks, Mr. Quackers. I hope that's a duck reference. I love DuckTales. Also, I don't think I needed to make her head so small. Like I feel like it could have filled out more, but I wanted to create that like negative space up here. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's like, but I had something in mind, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off, but I don't know how she would be holding her hands. Let's see. These hands look like garbage. Just make them all glowy. All right, forget about the reference picture, which is not serving me very well. I'll just kind of go by. All right, so tighten this up a little bit. Get these gigantic hands. That's fine. It's especially hard when you're holding something like this because you get this like weird kind of like that. On there you go. That does not look natural, does it? Even though you can see that as part of my hand, it does not. Try drawing that. It's tough. People's hands are just weird. Yeah, I'm doing this with colored pencils, for better or worse. I suppose I could have done it in like pastels or something, got maybe like more of a glowy effect, but I'm committed to using colored pastels on this. And somehow I got to really kind of make this glow. So I'm gonna end up making her hands mostly red, and then come in and put highlights over that and see what happens. Yeah. She's got like these fire poker hands. So I kind of reinforce this line here just so that you know that her hands are dense. If I add this red and then I add the white over it, I feel like I'm going to be working on these hands all night. I want to move back to the face because, like, the face is easy. Easier. I'm used to drawing people's faces. I'm not used to drawing, like, strange hands holding balls of fire on black paper. But as long as she's got 4 fingers and 2 thumbs, I feel like I did my job, however bad it looks. Which I don't think it looks terrible right now. It's just not where I want it to be yet. No, you're not late. Like, well, we started. I started late actually. I was like 5 minutes late. But no, I usually start 8 o'clock in the Eastern time zone, U.S. if you're abroad, on Fridays. And then we just kind of hang out until I get bored and turn off the stream, or the picture's done. It's kind of low key, you know. I don't think there's any seriousness to any of this. All right. Come up in here and do some hair just so that I know where the hair starts. Yeah, it's not like a lesson or a tutorial or anything. It's just hanging out chatting while I draw pictures. Oh, you're in Florida. Okay, yeah, 8 o'clock then for you. You don't have to share, but if you want, like, I am familiar a little bit with Florida. I used to live in Lakeland, Florida, for a number of years, which is in Central Florida. It's about halfway between Orlando and Tampa. That's pretty nice. Draw until the bourbon runs out. I usually finish the picture before the bourbon runs out. I'm a sipper. I'm not a guzzler. So, and then I forget it's there sometimes. So I usually finish the picture before the bourbon does run out. My dog looks bored. Oh, well, welcome to the channel. I'm new to the channel. I only started this channel in January, so whatever audience is here, they're mostly from this Discord server I hang out on. So yeah, so you're still getting in while the getting's good. So it's kind of a new channel. So welcome aboard. I'm happy you're here. That's awesome. I usually do live streams Tuesdays. Well, I used to do them Mondays, but I switched it up a bit. I usually do them Tuesdays and Fridays. Oh, Discord? Yeah, you can probably like do a password or forgot email or something like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never been to like Miami or anything like that, but I do like Central Florida. It's very pretty and it's very adjacent to either coast, which is nice. All right, so I'm gonna switch to yellows here just to make some progress on this. Hey Lorraine, how's it going? So Lorraine is the proud owner of that Forrest Fenn picture I did, which is kind of cool. I'm glad I found a good home. So maybe I just realized I haven't really drawn in. I wonder if I can erase the colored pencil on this black paper. I'm not used to erasing colored pencil. But I just realized like I wanted to put a fairy in here. I guess I could have the wings sticking out or something like that. But if I get too far, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So screwed that up. Blend this in. You know, what I can do is I can use the glow to kind of hide my mistakes. I was gonna say that like I know what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm gonna try to use this glow down here to kind of hide my mistakes. I don't know if I've made any mistakes. I just don't know what I'm doing. That's all. Should have had her hand, like her thumbs extended. I wonder if I can change that up. Where's my eraser at? I'm gonna see if I can erase something. I'm gonna try, yeah, just to kind of lift this up a bit. Sticky. It's one of those kneaded erasers. They're so sticky. Yeah. All right. So that's not working out very well. Let me try this other eraser. I'm gonna try to have her palms or her thumbs extended. There you go. Hey, Rum Dog, how's it going? See if I can kind of pivot this a bit. My camera's glitching. Let's see, if I'm holding my hands like this. All right, I can tell they're not going to be perfect hands, but that's okay. I'm going to make up for it by having more glow. And then this one over here, kind of extend out that way as well. All right, these aren't perfect hands, but I don't care. All right, so I did kind of want something in her hands, but I don't think I left room for it. Let's see if I could have like just random bird. Ah, you wouldn't know where that is anyway. I don't think I could put a lot of detail. Well, let me go back to the hair while I think about it. I wanted something in her hands. I mean, it could just be like her hands are glowing, like she's like some crazy magic user or something like that, like a sorceress. Yeah, like lightning bolts or something like that would be cool. I don't know. This is just so much different than the dog pictures I've been drawing lately, or like people's faces and stuff. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at drawing faces. I'm gonna go back to putting some color in her face. Well, I wonder if I want to put something in her hands or just leave it the way it is. Don't lay down. Dog's back there digging a hole to China. Hey Willie, how's it going? It looks like there's a couple of new faces in here since last time I asked. You guys got any plans for the weekend? Do anything special? I live vicariously through you guys, so like if you guys come up with a cool idea, I'm more apt to go and do it myself. Like I don't think there's any movies opening this weekend. I think Guardians has like a 2 week thing, and then next week something else is going to be hitting the theaters. I want to put some color up here. See if that's even showing up. I can kind of blend in with some of this light. I can get away with it. Hey Angela, what are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, she's got a super creepy face. I think that's cool though. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, so you can't even really see her eyebrows. They're kind of like lost in the shadows. Yeah, he's just chilling. That's my dude. I don't have a name for him yet, but It makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. So like if you're an artist and you don't have one of these little puppets or whatever they're called, posing puppets, you're not a real artist. So if you guys are trying to be better artists, you got to go out and get one of those. I mean, it's just the rules, you know. Oh yeah, Little Mermaid's coming up. I haven't seen. I'm probably like one of the only people on the planet that hasn't really gotten into the whole Fast and Furious thing. Like I feel like I missed my window on that. Like I have a million movies to go back and watch if I wanted to get into it. So unfortunately, I know nothing about the storylines there or anything. Like I think I've only seen maybe one or two of them, and it was just because it was on TV or something. Yeah, well, if you don't have one of those anatomy guys, you're gonna have trouble drawing. For some reason, if you have one, you just better artist. That's how it works. I'm just kidding. I'm just over here making up things. All right, so I'm gonna try to put some detail into her eyes. So let me sharpen my pencil. So when I'm sharpening my pencil, I don't even have like a holder or anything. I just sharpen it right on the desk, and then I wipe it off into the trash later. It's so weird drawing in reverse. So like I'm used to drawing, like a dark circle for her, like iris and so on. Oh, it broke. Yeah, this is broke. I was wondering why this pencil lead was moving and stuff. So let me start over. Huh. Should really move into it. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's try that. Might be a bit much, but how to go live on a game or art app. Um, do you mean like to show your screen like while you're doing live? Yeah, I can answer that. So I use something like there's a couple of different things you can use depending on like what kind of computer you've got or whatever. But the one that I use and it's pretty common and it's also free, which is nice, is something called OBS Studio. And what OBS Studio allows you to do is kind of choose your source, right? So like I've got obviously two different cameras, one pointed at me and one over my art station. But I could also share my desktop if I wanted to, or like a separate screen, or like a game or something. You could choose what window on your computer you want to share. Um, or you can switch between different scenes, things like that. So OBS Studio is something I would look into. And like I said, it's free. It doesn't cost anything, and there's a bit of a learning curve to it. Like you have to kind of figure it out. But once you figure it out, it's not rocket science. It's not too intimidating. So I would recommend that. A lot of people use it to do video game streaming. I don't play a lot of video games myself, so I don't know like what the deal is there. So like I would imagine you would need like a lot of processing power to be able to pull that off on your computer. But regardless, you would be using something like OBS Studio. And then, like I said, there's some other things that you can try if that doesn't, um, you know, that doesn't seem right to you, like you're not into OBS Studio for whatever reason, but it's pretty common. A lot of people use it. Like there is that slight learning curve to it, so it intimidates people where that you might want to try something that's a bit more straightforward. Yeah, her eyes are like super glowy now because she's got that fire in her hands, right? I can't draw her hands, but I can draw her eyes. She's got a little bit bigger eyes than I intended. Like it's a little bit stylized, I guess. But that's kind of cool. This is like fantasy artwork, so I feel like that's appropriate. A little bit bigger than I thought she would have. All right, so I'm gonna switch to this. So I don't want to get like pencil shavings all in my hand. I don't want to do her eyebrows, but I do kind of want to hint at them in the reverse. So what I've got to do, kind of get some color going up here to kind of blend in with these. Her eyebrows aren't blue; they're actually, I think she's a redhead. But I need that blue so I can blend this in. I don't do anything special to blend colored pencils. I just kind of like layer multiple layers of colored pencils together and kind of just smooth it out. I know there are like a bunch of different techniques for blending colored pencils. I don't bother with them. I just kind of try to draw smoothly. Try. I'm not all that successful. And then like if something isn't super smooth, I just keep going over it until it does become smooth. Should you try? If you're using your phone, yeah, I have no idea. Sorry. There is a YouTube Studio app, um, which is different than the actual YouTube app. I think that'll get you live. But yeah, you should totally try to go live if like you're interested in going live. Sorry, I thought you meant like on desktop. But you were talking about doing like a game. I don't know if you can do a game from your phone. Maybe you can. I don't know. I just don't. I personally don't know. Like live streaming a game on your phone. I think that might be a bit of a challenge. I thought you meant like a desktop game or something, which would be a lot easier. Oh, okay. Then yeah, you can give that a shot. I don't know how you would stream you. I would look into it. I wouldn't take anything I'm saying about it because I really don't know. Now, if you wanted to stream a desktop game, I got your back. I can help you out there. If you want to live stream like a phone game or any other app and stuff, no clue. Yeah, she's got this cool forehead going on. All right, but she is looking a little blue. She doesn't have like a lot of warmth to her. So I'm gonna I'm gonna add some orange in here and see how that looks. Layer some orange in and see if that kind of warms her up a bit. Otherwise, I might need to actually like you said, do lightning instead of fire, just to kind of make it make sense. I do like working with colored pencils on this black paper. It does kind of like create this cool effect that you wouldn't get just doing like things on white paper. It's a bit of a challenge, but it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I think it's a cool effect. Yeah, I like that I'm adding this orange because it does kind of warm her up a bit. She's looking a little in the cool range of colors. Yeah, so I haven't finished her hands, but she's like holding a ball of light of some sort. I originally thought I might draw like a Tinkerbell kind of fairy in there or something, like she's holding a fairy, like, hey, look what I found out in the woods or whatever. But I realized that that might not be feasible. I haven't given up on the idea, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But yeah, she has some sort of light source in her hand. That's the only light source in this image. Um, you can use your imagination on what it is right now. You can think it's a ball of fire, like she's wielding magic, whatever you want it to be. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because I haven't drawn anything. Um, but yeah, that's where the light source is coming from. She got something in her hands that's glowing. Like it may just be her hands themselves. Like maybe she just discovered that fire, like she shoots fireballs out of her hands. I don't know. I'm kind of making this up as I go along, right? But whatever it is, she's very happy about it. She looks happy. Got some orangish yellow in here as well. She's holding a prophecy. I like it. All right, good luck, Mr. McQuackers or Mr. Quackers. All right, Q. What prophecy is she holding? What's the prophecy here? Whatever it is, she seems to like it. All right, good luck. Bye. All right, I'm gonna add some red to her mouth area. Hard to see on camera, but she's got a mouth going on now, so that's cool. It is kind of fun just going over the same spot multiple times, adding layers upon layers. You get this soft effect when you do that, and I think it's cool. See the masterpiece. Oh. Well, her prophecy radar is a little off, I think. You're very nice, Q. I appreciate it. Maybe it's her bullshit detector glowing. She's got a bullshit detector in her hands and it's just like going off. Like, nah, I don't think so. So I gotta transition this a little bit. All right, so because she has that up there, I'm gonna bring a little bit of blue in here. You guys can't really see it on camera, but I think it kind of ties some of those colors together. I do like working with like random colors like this. It's a lot of fun. I like black and white pictures. Even like when I take pictures and stuff, like I'm not like really into photography or anything, but I do like taking pictures of like things I see. Um, Even when I do that, I like using like a black and white filter. But I love color too. And I like choosing colors that aren't necessarily what should be correct. Like as long as you get like the values right, it doesn't really matter what colors you choose. I think these are appropriate colors here, but even if they're off a little bit, I don't feel bad about that. Now you want a bullshit detector? I don't know if you can buy one. I think you're born with one. Like I've got a pretty strong bullshit detector. My bullshit detector is so strong that I just think everything is bullshit, and then sometimes it turns out it's not. And then I look like an idiot, but that's fine. I'd rather look like an idiot that way than being an idiot for just accepting all the bullshit that's out there. I don't even think so. Like speaking of bullshit in general, I think people have given up trying to like even try to tell the truth in some cases. Like I don't know. We might live in a post-truth era. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. There's just like so much like between I don't know advertisers and people trying to sell you something and politicians and you know I don't even think people are trying to tell the truth anymore, which is a shame because truth matters. I think glow in the dark bullshit detectors that don't work, and there's the irony. Make bullshit detectors that don't work and sell those, and then yeah, I think you've got something because then it's I don't know. Do they even have Spencer's gifts anymore? It's a novelty item. Bullshit detectors that don't actually detect bullshit but are in fact bullshit. I love it. That's great, Ben. All right, so I think I had like an orange up here. I don't know. This might, yeah, I like this one. I'm gonna try to add some color to her hair. At some point, I gotta actually finish her hands. I've been working on her face, but I like her face. I think it looks kind of cool. Um, This kind of looks like, I don't know, like an illustration for maybe like a storybook or something, or like, I don't know, like a cool story. So like you're out in the woods and you're telling a ghost story. Um, yeah, so that's gonna be my story for this girl. So she's out in the woods, she's on a camping trip. Um, for some reason she's staring at her hands. I still haven't figured that out yet, why she's staring at her hands. But she's out on a camping trip and she's telling a story. And I don't know if it's a scary story or not. I don't think she's that scary. But she's out telling a story by candlelight or flashlight or something like that. And she's really enjoying telling the story. So maybe it is scary and she's trying to scare some people and she can see that they're kind of scared. I don't know. That's the vibe I get out of this. Is like I kind of wish there was a book in her hand. Can I draw a book? Yeah, I'm gonna draw a book in her hand, like she's holding a book, and the book itself is going. All right, forget the face for now. I'm gonna pivot. How can I have like a book and a glowing? So I switched to brown, obviously. Let's see. Yeah, I like this better. She's got like a little small book in her hands. What would that look like? So obviously there'd be a cover to it. And this pencil's like falling apart. These pencils are not cheap. For them to be falling apart like this, that's crap, man. It's kind of like random pages, but still has to like glow or something. I have to figure that out. Kind of have some random pages coming off. So forget the whole she's holding the candles or fairies or whatever the hell else I said. She's kind of holding a book. It has these like pages coming off. So unfortunately, that means that I have to. I don't want to go crazy with sketching it because like this is not a sketched picture. I don't know if that says book or not, but it is what it is at this point. All right, so I do want this kind of like glowing, so get a lot of white up in here. And I'll add some color to this white, but maybe I'll glow out the tips of her fingers so I don't have to draw them. I need to just sit down one day and just practice drawing hands, just a bunch of hands. People do that, I guess, in art school or whatever. They just pick something that they're not good at and just draw it over and over and over. Now this is starting to look less like a book. Maybe I'll just put a caption down at the bottom. She's holding a book. Yeah, Rome, you got to kind of dial it back a little bit. Kids watch this show. So I'm going to throw that out as a warning. Like, you're still good in my book, but sometimes kids watch this stuff. I don't know why they do. I don't know. Like, maybe they're trying to learn something. But judging by my analytics, the age range definitely varies here. So keep that in mind. Thanks, Willie. So I still don't know what she's holding. And now it looks like just a bunch of white flowers or something, but it's supposed to be a book. I don't know. I still think her face looks kind of cool though. Maybe I can develop these hands a little bit better so that I'm just gonna have her holding. All right, so like it's a metaphysical book, right? So it's like I don't know, like a like if Doctor Strange was in the astral plane holding a book, it wouldn't be a physical book. So now I'm just gonna kind of like make it like a big ball of light, just because it doesn't look enough like a book to me. I'll just kind of have like some little wisps coming off. I think that's fine. Yeah, magical storybook. There you go. See, that's what I like about this show. It's interactive. You guys help me out here in fixing mistakes. I like it. So she's just holding a big ball of light. I like it. All right, so I do think that her hands need to be a little bit warmer if she's holding all of this light. So let me go back to my oranges, kind of like get more of a not so dark hand thing going here. Just kind of leave it up to the viewer what she's holding. What's that scene in Pulp Fiction where they open the briefcase and the big light kind of glows out? That's what this is. I'm not sure if they ever did say what was in that briefcase. You guys know what I'm talking about, like when John Travolta opens the briefcase that was meant for Marcel Wallace, I think his name was. Yeah, you kind of get the idea that these are hands. I like it. Yeah, she caught a fairy and the fairy exploded. The fairy just like, oh no, I've been caught. And boom, like fairy dust everywhere. Like that's what happened. She caught a fairy and the fairy self-destructed. I could actually do that. I could switch to, you know what? I'm actually going to do that. Hold on, I have an idea. Um, so let me see if I have a. All right. So I did this on one of my other pictures. Boom. Instant fairy dust. Now I would have to use Fixint to make that permanent, right? But boom, fairy dust. I always have a plan. All right, and then because I did that, I'm free to use a little bit of pastel. So I can kind of reinforce this with like a glow coming off of here. See if that works. Well, that doesn't really work over the colored pencil, but I can still create kind of like this glow effect, I think. That kind of blends in. All right. So real quick, so that So now if I blow on this, it's going to go all over the place. So real quick, I have to spray this with some workable fixant, and hopefully it won't go everywhere. Yeah. So that kind of locks everything in. And it makes it really, I don't have a window open, so kids, don't do that at home. All right. Let me get situated. All right. Don't do that at home. That's a bad idea. But now, hopefully, well, still a little bit. I'll come back and add more later. So, like art sometimes takes, a different direction than you intended. Now it's kind of got this little huffing thing going on. It's like, all right. So if kids are watching this show, let me assure you, I have a window cracked. It's not true. Your bullshit detector should be going off, but that's what I'm going to say. But definitely, if you are doing this and you wanted to spray fixant on it, which clearly the fixant didn't work very well, I'll have to try that again. Get a little more fairy dust going on in here. I like that effect. I mean, I think it looks kind of cool. Trying to salvage the shape of these hands, even though most of it's kind of like, should have thought about my dogs before I sprayed that. Oh, I am such a terrible person. Give me 1 second. I am going to crack the window. There you go. That makes it better. Now I don't feel so guilty about the dogs. I try to be a good parent. I really do. So this is a highlight on her forearms. And then, yeah, I kind of like this, It kind of like makes it, kind of gives me an excuse for not drawing her hands perfectly. So, the lesson here is you're going to make mistakes, everybody does as you go along, but what I think it's more about, how you cover up your mistakes versus not making mistakes. That's my artistic philosophy. So like, you know, um, what would that be considered? Like that's my point of view that I bring to the to my art, I guess. Is not make mistakes, but cover them up very well. Or try at least. All right, so I think that's looking kind of cool. I kind of want more color in her hands. Thanks. You guys are awesome. Just a little magical fairy dust will improve any picture. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we still got plenty of time. Good half hour or so. All right, so I feel like since we put all that fairy dust in, we kind of define this background a little bit more so that you can clearly see where her head starts. Yeah, this would be a cool illustration maybe for like some sort of story or something like that, you know, like I don't know. I think it's a bit much to say it would be like a good book cover or something like that. I think that's stretching it a little bit, but I don't know, like young adult, um, teen novel, something like that, about a girl who goes camping and tells ghost stories and they come out of the page or something. I don't know. We'll have Chat GPT write that bit. So, in case you're wondering, that's like I kind of did that really quick without explaining what I was doing. That's white charcoal that is left over from sharpening my hold on a second. The lighting adjusted there. See if I can fix that. There you go. So yeah, white charcoal left over from uh, sharpening my. I don't want to blow on this. Put that there instead. I'll come back and add more fixative to keep all these things in place. Just got back from the park. That was scary too. Are you on the Milwaukee treasure hunt or did you go back to Louisville? Packer? Because if you went to Louisville and you didn't tell me to come and say hi, I wouldn't be offended. I'm actually busy this weekend. So now I'm kind of glad I chose this kind of like bluish green here because it kind of does look like, nighttime sky. All right, so this looks a little bit sketchy through here, so let me kind of like blend this in a little bit so that a little bit solid. You wouldn't do anything. Yeah, because I've got to bring the beer next time. Also, that working fixant that I sprayed gives it like a little bit of texture. Like I can feel the texture as I'm like drawing now. This is kind of cool. So like little wisps coming off there. Well, I didn't intend for the picture to like go this direction, but I kind of like it. I think it's cool. I don't know what I was intending when I started. I like it. I was scratching my head like, well, man, what are you going to draw today, Jeremy? And I didn't really have any good ideas, so I was like, I want to do something on black paper. So that was kind of my start, but I didn't know which direction I was going to go. I like this. I like how it turned out. I like doing weird little pictures like this every now and then. Oh, like drawing the pets, but you know, I don't want to be typecast into just drawing pets. So I want to break it up every now and then. Although I do think that people like my pet pictures the most, which is cool. You know, it's just as a as somebody who's trying to improve, I need to step outside of my comfort zone every now and then. Get some real intense color coming up here. Almost like the fire's coming up into her hair. That's awesome. Justin. Yeah, she was looking into like what all she can get out of you. I love it. She does look very mystical, which I like. I think this is kind of cool. Um, quite by accident, if you guys are familiar with the Marvel X-Men character Mystique, accidentally I kind of put Mystique colors into her. I don't know if that was subconscious or not. Wish there was a way to make her hands more glowy. Like I want them to just be like super glowy. But I can't get like a lot of I just don't personally know how to like get a lot of like color in there. I guess if I really press down hard, I just love how I completely gave up on drawing her hands properly and just kind of cover them up. But hey, you know, you do what you gotta do, right? I feel like before I'm done, I'm gonna add some more we're gonna call it fairy dust. It's like I feel like some fairy dust up here would be kind of cool. I did another picture like that. So I did a picture of a woman with an umbrella like standing in the rain, and I kind of used the same effect to create the raindrops. I liked how it turned out. Another thing you can do is you could use a white gel pen to kind of like speckle in things, and if you didn't want to use like white charcoal to do that, it's probably better because then you don't have to let's see, where's my white pen? So I could, for example, just kind of come in and just add a bunch of dots. So uh, I'm gonna cheat and kind of like retcon this a little bit with some gel pen. That way I don't have to use so much fixidant. Fixant, not fixidant. I don't have false teeth. But now that I've seen that effect and I see how cool it is, I kind of want to just kind of reinforce it a little bit. So I use these Jelly Roll tin pins. I don't remember where I got them. I think I got them at Walmart, but I did look them up. They are archival quality, which means they don't like disintegrate or whatever over time. You have to be careful with these gel pens though. Some of them, especially like ones that have like glitter in them and stuff, they're not archival quality. Now, what does archival quality mean? Well, that just means that like you can keep it and it'll last and it won't fall apart over time. Like you've all seen like yellowed paper and stuff like that, newsprint, whatever. That stuff is not archival quality. Like you can't put it in a museum or whatever. You really shouldn't sell it. Like if you were doing pictures for like Etsy or something like that, you really shouldn't use those kind of gel pens. You should always look into your material to make sure that, you know, you understand what their limitations are and so on. If you're just making a picture for fun, who gives a shit, right? But like if you want the picture to last, you have to be careful about things like that. Use this to reinforce the hands here. I'm gonna use that sparingly. Kind of dog it maybe. It's a cool effect though. I'm glad I did this picture. Like I wasn't sure what I was going to work on or how it was going to turn out, but I kind of like this. It's like got this kind of mystical storybook thing to it that was completely by accident. Yep, the magic in the book to activate. So you guys saw it. There was a book there, and then suddenly it just exploded and became this other thing. Let me kind of put in some white colored pencil next to that, just so that it's not just like a white line. See, the problem with this black paper is no matter how hard I press down, I still can't get it as white as I want it to be. Like it shows up on camera as pretty white, but like here in person, it's not as white as what I have in mind. I don't know how white it should be anyway. I should be blending some yellows and oranges with that anyway, since it's fire, sort of. Hey, thanks, Ben. Completely unintentional. Like if you watch the entire thing, you'll see how accidental this was. And I'm basically like huffing like aerosol over here by accident. But it's a lot better. I got the window open and I don't feel so lightheaded. Plus, I can't tell if it's the bourbon anyway. Aw, Candy is a little girl. Also unintentional, but hey, if you think so, that's cool. I invite people to use their imaginations because when you use your imaginations, it means I didn't make a mistake. So I do like using the gel pen because it's a little more controlled than just sprinkling stuff on the paper. Like sprinkling stuff on the paper is great, but I don't know. Like I have no confidence that it'll stay. So if I had Maybe I do have that somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I do have it. Cool. I do have like a white charcoal pencil here. I am kind of curious if I can kind of make like some smoke up here. Yeah, see that's not going to blend very well. That's why I you should really use the colored pencils on this black paper. Like I've done it in the past and the pastels don't really hold up very well. The paper is so smooth. That's the problem. Pastel pencils or charcoal or whatever really need like a little bit of tooth to the paper. Throwing in random dots. I don't want to overdo it, you know. All right, what else can I do? I do kind of want to make some areas super bright just because it's really catching that light. So like the tip of her nose, for example. And then there was a little bit of a bridge to her nose. This part kind of comes down a little bit here. Now I do like by spraying that workable fix it, I created some tooth by accident, which now I'm kind of recommending if you do have super smooth paper, you might want to spray some of that stuff if you've got it just to give yourself some texture to your paper. Get some more highlights up here in the hair. Yeah, I don't know how much more I can really do to this without overworking the picture. Because I kind of like it as it is. If I add too much more, it might look overdone. Trying to get color over color here, and it's not working. Let me add a little bit of blue in here. So like, like sometimes fire is like blue, right? Get that going in there. There you go. That's kind of cool. Kind of ties it in together because we have blue up here, bring it down here. Cohesion. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, so I don't know if she was reading this story and I like the idea. The best story I like is that she's on a camping trip. She found a fairy out in the woods or something. She caught it in her hands and just kind of mashed it and exploded into fairy dust, which is kind of a like a dark story, but I think it matches the picture. Like this is her smashing a fairy and the fairy just kind of explodes. Now, alternatives is that she was telling a story and the book exploded, or um, I don't know. There's a bunch of different stories that you could tell in here, and I don't think like if I ever show this picture to anybody, I don't think I'm gonna tell them the right answer. I'm gonna let them make it up in their own minds. But that's the one that I pick. Is she mashed a fairy in her hands, and she's got this evil little look like mashed a fairy. The book I saw at the bookstore once that had like a lot of squash fairies in it. That's probably where I got that idea from. All right. So what do you guys think? We done here? Should I keep going? I'm not sure what else I can do. Can add like some little highlights to her eyes. No, I kind of did that with colored pencil. I think that this really brightens it. The Murder of Tinkerbell. Why is that so funny? This is titled The Murder of Tinkerbell. I love it. Well, it was unintentional. I'm gonna stick with that. I didn't mean to draw a picture of a girl murdering Tinkerbell, but yeah, kind of fits. Yeah, I like these little pockets of orange here. It really reinforces that her hands are glowing. Yeah, let's be clear here. Like I don't want you guys to go and tell your parents that you were watching Jeremy's show and he murdered Tinkerbell. No actual this is all no fairies were harmed. This was a book. Like you guys saw, if you scroll back, there was a book here, and she mashed the book, and the book exploded into fairy dust. That's what happened. No fairies were actually harmed. I like coming over it with this orange, and actually, that's a really cool effect. It's just it's adding extra bits to it. No fairies were harmed in the making of this picture, or were they? That's a really cool color. I like that orange. I'm gonna add some of that orange to her hair. I don't know why my camera keeps flipping like that. It's because I'm using my phone, and for some reason I think the connection gets garbled every now and then. No fairies were harmed in the making of this picture, but I think the picture's actual title is the Death of Tinkerbell. Like, that's what I'm going to call this picture, The Death of Tinkerbell. Clap your hands if you believe, but not while the not while Tinkerbell is between your hands. Now, this is a pretty cool picture. I like it. I like this orange. This orange is really making it look fire. I was afraid of overworking the picture, but I think this is a good addition. Yeah, right there. All right, so that's pretty cool. I want to add some more glow to her face while I'm here. Like I feel like on her chin at least it would be really super glowy. And right under her lips, also super glowy. And then also right through here, pretty super glowy. Just like almost overdoing the highlights, but I think it's appropriate. I don't think it's overdoing. I think it's the right amount of highlights. Kind of softens her face up a little bit, I think. I had no idea what I was drawing tonight, and this actually has turned out kind of cool. Hey Richard, how's it going? Yeah, I like that face. So kind of really highlighted the highlighted parts, and I like it. Yeah, the extra colors on the fingers I think looks really good. I think because I can see on camera what it looks like versus what I have in front of me, I think I need to add some more really stark white through here. I don't know, stark white is a technical term. I mean, it almost looks like she's got the universe in her hand. So like we can stop picking on Tinkerbell and just say that she's like, I don't know, she's got the universe in her hands. It's got this very cosmic look to it just because of the colors I accidentally picked. It's not like I put a lot of thought into it. I'm glad that I messed up her hands because I like her hands holding it like thumbs out. I'm not that talented. I get lucky sometimes. Look, this is pure luck. You guys are very nice. I appreciate it. I do like how it's turned out though. A couple more dots up here. Yeah. Little Tinkerbell guts. No, sorry. This is not Tinkerbell. Just should draw like just a little fairy wing just floating off like because it's like well, thanks, Lorraine. You guys are so full of compliments tonight. I appreciate it. You guys are awfully nice. I love these gel pens. Like these gel pens are just really a lot of fun to like just kind of dapple with. Um, in fact, it would be kind of fun. Maybe I'll do that in the future. Just to take a black piece of paper and just kind of make an entire dapple art piece. So dapple is when you just use dots to make a picture. And like I could see sitting here one night just putting a bunch of dots on a black piece of paper and trying to make a picture out of it. That would be kind of fun. Just because I enjoyed this like I really feel like I need to do more ink pictures. Because like I do enjoy that. I do like making pen and ink pictures, whether it's black ink or white ink or whatever ink. Um, and I feel like I don't do it enough. For like maybe some cityscapes or something like that, castles, traditional architecture type stuff that people do with pen and ink. Yeah, I do like the effect of pen and ink and wash, right? So that's where you add a little watercolor to it. That's a pretty cool picture, though. I like it. All right, so this is the point where I sit back, I have my bourbon, I look at it and see if there's any last minute additions or changes. What do you guys think? Does it need anything? I see this hard line here that I want to kind of smooth out a little bit. I do like the use of like a background color just to kind of separate because like her hair is kind of lost in shadows here. Without this color here, you wouldn't really know, you wouldn't have this definition of hair. Thanks, Treasure Warriors, aka Ben. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is pretty cool. All right. At risk of like screwing it up, I think I am gonna call it done. And put in if you'd like. Yeah. It's like, when a body explodes, it shoots up and down. Just kidding. Poor Tink. We knew her we knew her so briefly. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna call this done. Hope you guys like it. I'll take a picture of it, put it up on the community tab so that you guys can enjoy the Tinkerbell. To your heart's content. I do think that they either made a new Tinkerbell movie or like new Peter Pan movie, or they're in the process of making it. So yeah, appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to spoil that movie for you by, killing off Tinkerbell here. But yeah, you guys have been a lot of fun. This one was a fun one. I didn't know where it was going to go. I'm happy with how it turned out. So I appreciate you guys sharing it with me. I'm gonna go and wrap this up, and I hope you guys have a. Let me go ahead and do the usual bit. There we go. Now I can monologue. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and whatever you guys end up doing this weekend, I hope it's magical, spectacular, and all that stuff. I do hope you guys get out and enjoy the sunshine if it's not raining where you guys are. And again, if you guys haven't seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and you're into the Guardians of the Galaxy at all, it is definitely worth the watch. I hope that a lot of people go and watch it because I want Marvel to make more movies like this. They've been kind of slacking it a little bit on some of their shows. So like if a lot of people go and watch this, maybe they'll get the hint that this is the type of movies that we want to watch. There's some dogs in it, raccoons, all the little furry creatures that we like to draw on here. So highly recommend it. Anyway, thank you guys for sharing this show with me, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll post this up tonight. All right, see you guys. Bye.